Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Pop in, let me know where you're from, right? And say hi. Let's see. It's been 2 weeks in a row that people have been able to beat Andrew in here, but he's picking up extra shifts, right? Everybody's doing all the little bits of extra things that they can possibly do to make their lives a little bit better. And we need to emotionally feel better right now, right? And I've been noticing, and as I'm online all week and I'm taking my lessons, even I can feel it from the people I'm taking my lessons from and everything, that it's been a tough week. And I'm sure everybody's Melvin gets in here, right? Melvin, he loves his politics. That we'll find out how everybody felt about the election going on, right? Biden won the election. I guess everybody has a new president now in the States. And yeah, be interested to see how everybody feels about that. It doesn't affect my life in any way. Today I woke up and I said that I was going to get outside and I was going to get some fresh air. I didn't care how cold it was outside. I was going to get outside and spend a good portion of my day outside. And I thought, you know what? Before the winter comes and the snow comes, I better get out there and I better enjoy my bottle dig one more time. So I put my snow pants on. I put an extra sweatshirt underneath and a work jacket, right? So that it was a good jacket. It was one of my good jackets, but one of my jackets that I wouldn't mind getting really, really dirty because I was going to be digging in the bottle dump. Oh, hi, Andrew. Oh, you made it in. Didn't have to work tonight. Yeah, so I bundled up, super warm, extra hoodies, everything, and I walked outside. I went, oh my gosh, it's like summer outside today. It was so beautiful. I couldn't believe how beautiful it was outside today. I made it one block and I was just sweating because I had snow pants on over top of my pants, right? Plus I had, two sweat jackets and my top on, plus the heavy jacket. Well, it was a lighter jacket, but it was you know, it was heavy enough, and I was just having a sweat on. So I went and I grabbed the jacket. I tore it off of myself, and then I looked for a nice little place to hang it. Somewhere's obvious where the somebody homeless or somebody in need would find it, because it was a very good jacket. It was just too hot, and if I was going to walk, then it was gonna be really, really hot. And actually, I waited for the bus for a long time, and then I rang the bus way too soon because it was some kind of express bus that goes from station to station, and I don't ride those kind of buses, right? But I did that, and I got off the station before, and I ended up having to walk forever. But I got to my bottle dump today. I went bottle digging, and as soon as I got there, I went, "Oh my gosh." They started landscaping that area. I'm sure they're going to fence it off pretty soon, but they tore up all the back end, all the trees, tore up the bank and everything. And I went down there, and yeah, most likely it's going to be the very last time that I went bottle digging in that spot, because yeah, they're building a big apartment building or something right in that spot. So I was very lucky to have gotten down there today to do that, right? Oh, good. Did you enjoy your day off, Andrew? Did you actually enjoy it? Yeah, it was just beautiful. It was just beautiful outside today. Yeah, so I got a couple of bottles. I got another one of those beer bottles that says, um, if you use it or if you destroy this bottle, you will be prosecuted. And the bottle belongs to this company, which is a beer company. And then it says Winnipeg across the top. But I have this same bottle right here. I gave my Hutch bottle to to my work for an auction. They're doing an early Winnipeg auction for their window. And so I gave them my Winnipeg hutch because it says Winnipeg right across the bottle. And because it's, Winnipeg's very first pop bottle, I thought they would probably really appreciate it and might go pretty well, right? Good conversation piece having that bottle. The Kathy was saying she does bottle digging. She says it's, the hutch is the holy grail, for bottle diggers. Everybody dreams of getting a hutch, but not everybody does. And the first time I went out there, I saw it was back end sticking out of the ground, and I dug around it and wasn't quite sure what I had until I got home. Oh, that tastes good. I was ready for a cup of coffee. So I pooped myself out on the riverbank. I just tore up that bank today. I just tore it up. I really went to town. I put a lot of muscle into it, and I really pooped. I looked like an old lady walking home. I really did look like an old lady. I felt my age walking home, right? Because I just put all my energy into that bottle dig, and it was lots of fun. I got some little porcelain doll pieces. They're still dripping water. I washed them, right? Little porcelain doll pieces, and there's this kind of, I don't know if that was a doll or some kind of ornament, right? Some kind of ornament. And every time I see these, I go, oh, right? Because I can imagine, the lady dropping the teacup or the tea plate or the doll and it shattering and stuff. And, you automatically go, oh no, right? Right. But there's no crying over spilt milk. There's nothing you can do about it. And then I got this bottle. I thought this bottle was really, really neat. I got this bottle down in the thing. It was my first one. It's damaged pretty good. It's got a great big crack that runs here, and it's kind of crushed right there. I don't know if I did it. I don't think I did. But it says the Maltine Manufacturing Company, Chemist, New York. Right? It's a New York piece. So I thought that was pretty cool, right? So I'm thinking that's some kind of medicine or something. And then I found this. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's like so smooth, so shiny, and it has not been seen in 100 years. It's a doorknob, right? Kathy, did you see the things that I found today? I went bottle digging. I got this bottle. Oops. I got this bottle here, right? The Maltine bottle manufacturing company, Chemist, New York, right? So is that an old one? That's a big bottle, but I broke it, I think. I think I did that. Oh, you have that one. Oh, awesome. And then I got this doorknob too, right? I got this doorknob. I love it. It feels really good in my hand. It's going to be one of my smalls for my tarot cards. I really get a good vibe from this. I like the way it feels in my hands. I really like it. Oh, it's porcelain. I really like it. I really like it. And then I got another one. I got another one of those bottles that says you will be prosecuted if you break the bottle. You could be prosecuted. So I got that one too. And then I was going to say I gave my hutch to work so that they could put it in their auction for their window. So I'm pretty excited. They're doing an early Winnipeg auction. So I gave them the bottle, right? So hopefully they like it. Yeah, but you missed it, Kathy. You missed, Kathy, what I was saying. I went down there today and they started digging out that property. They started scraping down. They cut out all the trees along the bank. They pushed the bank right over. So that's why I was able to spot those bottles. One of them I grabbed underneath the root. And then the other one, I got some really neat things. I got part of a bean pot. I got part of one of those white porcelain jugs, and then I got saucers. I got all kinds, lots of doll parts. Where's all the doll parts? I was showing all the little bits and pieces of doll parts and stuff. I got lots of stuff like this, right? Lots of stuff like this, right? Yeah, so I thought that was pretty neat. But lots of fun. Yeah, so those summertime, they're not going to let me down on that bank. I'm going to have to find another spot. But a lady showed me when she came down to talk to me at the bank one day when I was bottle digging. She told me of a spot, a really good spot. She said that she was finding things there, and when she went to take it for somebody to go look at it, she says, "Oh yeah," she says, "all these things were very, very expensive things at that time that people weren't able to pay, afford those, right? Afford those items." And so she thinks it was a dump from somebody that was very well to do. So I thought I would be excited to try something out, try a different spot. But I barely got into that spot. I barely got into that digging that spot, that old dump, and already I'm going to get shut down. But we'll see. We'll see how long it takes them. But yeah, they came in and they took down every single tree along the bank there. But it surfaced a few things for me to pull out of it today. So that was fun, right? It was lots of fun. It was lots of fun. I mailed that icon off to David this week. So I don't know how long it takes for mail to get to Mexico. We'll see if he gets it by the next. I doubt very much he would have gotten it yet because I just mailed it at the beginning of the week. But maybe next week we'll see how the mail system is. How's the mail system in the States right now? And actually, lots of people, they don't really do mail anymore, do they? I don't get a lot. I could check my mail once every few weeks and barely have anything in the mailbox. And I don't know if that's just me because, nobody's interested in sending me mail. But I think more than likely, people just like to communicate online now, right? Oh, okay. And what did it have in it, Andrew? Like a powder or something to help put the fire out or something? Oh, you're still at it. Oh, just water. Huh, that's interesting. I know. I don't know if now is a good time. We're having fluky weather, Kathy. This weather is so uncommon, right? So uncommon. Like people actually today were outside in their shorts. It was like a summer day outside today. And that was so strange. And we had one of those days earlier in the week too, right? Yeah, so it's a really, really strange thing because it's super cold, and Halloween it's usually snowing on Halloween. And here we are into second week, or we're going into the second week of November. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got lots of strange things. We shouldn't even be surprised, should we? Yeah. But, I'm listening, different shows. I'm listening to different interviews online, different documentaries. What was I listening to today? Oh, I was watching all about the Sumerians, right? You know, we're going way, way back. It was one of first nations, or the first cities ever built where actually people congregated, socializing, right? Where they actually became a community. Yeah, they were like the lost tribes of Noah or something like that. Yeah, we were going way back. There was still even mammoths, right? We were just coming to the end, and there were still mammoths in what were they saying? Russia? In Russia? Yeah. A blizzard, like snow, Melvin? Ah, David's here too. We're going to see David. I mailed off that icon for you. I mailed it off. Boy, that was a long address that you sent me. You have a very long address. But yeah, I took a photograph of it just in case, I want to write you a letter or send you a card or something. I said, at the very least, like how often, do I have a chance to interact with, with letters and stuff? Like me and Andrew have written a little bit, right? But and me and Kathy, but they're usually like short and cards and stuff like that, right? They're not just like long conversations. I just send them a quick little note with the icon, right? But I could have stopped. I could have gotten a card and sent him a card too and made it even more special, but no. But you should get it. I don't know how long it takes for mail to get to Mexico, but I sent it last Monday, so we'll see. We'll see if you get it by next week. But I'm sure happy that icon story is not over yet. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, I felt really good today. I said today I was going to get outside, and I was really, really happy to go digging into the muck and into the dirt and stuff, and investigate to see what those bulldozers and stuff, like mowed over and revealed for me. Right? It's been lots of fun digging history there. I felt like my own little archaeological dig. I really did feel like I had my own little archaeological dig going on there. And I really love my doorknob. I really love my doorknob. It feels really good in my hands too, right? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. It was fun. And now back at it tomorrow. Just one quick day off, and then I'm back to work, right? But I do have Wednesday off because of Remembrance Day on Wednesday, right? Here in Canada. Yeah. So that's when we spend the day reflecting on those people that, do service, right? I know, Andrew. I've got a whole bunch of rocks just waiting to get into a tumbler. The first tumbler that comes into the store is mine, right? It's mine. And I bet you a tumbler will come into the store. I bet you anything a tumbler will come into the store, right? But it will be mine for sure. It's the chemicals that are so expensive with the tumbler, right? It's the chemicals that you have to put it, or not the chemicals, like the grit, right? The chemical that acts with the grit to polish off the stones and everything. But I got lots of amazing stones. I took the most beautiful ones from my experience when I was driving to Toronto, right? And I'd stop all the time alongside the road, and I would just look for the most beautiful stones, right? Especially when it was raining and everything. They look so beautiful. I would give anything if I could just be on the road right now. I'm sure everything is all locked down all across the country now, right? How are things with everybody? Is everybody locked down when it comes to their states and their provinces? What's going on in that aspect with everybody? Here in Winnipeg, they've got Winnipeg, I think, under a code red. We've been having over 200 cases a day of the virus, right? So it's getting pretty bad here too. And I expect everybody will eventually get that virus, and there'll come a time where more people have had the virus, right? Hi, Owen. More people who have had the virus than who have not had the virus. And then that's when we'll start seeing things get a little bit better, right? But that means that the majority of the people have had to have had the virus, right? Yeah. So how's Owen doing today? How have you been doing? It's nice to see everybody popping in. How's your week's been going, everybody? Right, let's hear how it's going. Like, we've been in such a cycle, right? And it just got cranked up in the past 2 weeks. Everything just got cranked right up. And, how is everybody doing? Is everybody managing okay? Yeah, I know with me, things have not changed in this aspect, right? Tonight, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to spend a little bit of time before I go to bed and check into housing and see what I can dig up for an apartment or for something, right? Before I just piddle all my money away. Yeah. It's really windy out tonight. I can hear it. It's really howling outside, right? I don't know if anybody can hear it out there, but it makes me interested, especially when I know that air is a little bit warm today. It kind of makes me want to yearn to go outside and go for a walk, right? Go for a walk. I'm really craving a Slurpee is what I'm craving, right? Yeah, a Slurpee is what I'm craving. So yeah, I'm really racking up my bottles, aren't I? I'm getting lots and lots of bottles for my my collection, all from the same dump, right? And I'm assuming my dump is from around 1890. That's what I'm thinking my dump is from, right? But I think they were like dumping stuff there and burning it down for quite a while. And it makes sense that there would be a dump right there just for the fact that it's right across from Upper Fort Garry, right? The fort is right there and it's right across the river from the fort. And today there were so many canoers and they were just, canoeing past me and watching me and wondering what I was doing. I was all bundled up in snow pants and everything. Like, I must have looked really kind of silly, but I was sitting up there and I had my big jug of pop and I was just enjoying my day, sitting in the monk's it, and I was digging away, and every once in a while part of the cliff or part of the bank would slide in to the river, right? And there was a couple of people that were sitting on the other side on the walkway, right? Because it's all finished on the walkway on the other side, and they were sitting on the benches there just watching, and I'm sure wondering what I was doing. So every time I found something interesting, I made sure I did a little woohoo, right? So they could get excited for me, right? Because it would be kind of nice that, somebody's actually, oh, what is she into? Oh, I love that kind of thing. And next thing you know, I've inspired somebody to go off and do something silly and exciting. But I'm so happy that I did my bottle digging there because it's going to be gone. Like, they're going to build a great big apartment block right there. It's like just the most perfect spot for a big block, right? Oh, finding the pens. Do you ever find the old ones all rusted out and stuff? And that's what I figure too, right? Like, they could have been lost. And I'm sure that I didn't break that bottle today. I'm sure, that big cat came in there and tore those trees out and tore up the bank and everything. And that bottle was just collateral damage, right? Yeah, I'm very pleased with it. And I'm very pleased that I donated my hutch. I'm really pleased with that. Yeah. And hopefully, like what goes out there comes back because, every time I succeed at something, right, then you never know. Maybe I could get enough bottles put together there that I could put it up there and get $100 or something for my bottles. That would be absolutely amazing. And put that towards buying my vehicle, right? And helping to pull myself out. Like I find such neat, interesting things. Like, I just love this little tree that somebody put so much work into, right? Got a piece of slate and glued on some little pebbles and stuff and took wire and made that. So I decided that has to come with me, right? Because somebody put love into that, right? I really love the folk art things. I really like the things that people actually put lots of love and work into, right? And again, my Inuit painting here that I paid $7 for, like what a great score. It's worth a few $100s at least, right? So if anybody's looking for some Inuit art, right? No, I'm going to keep that. Some things are just worth the story that you can continue to tell over the course of time, right? So I'm going to enjoy telling the story of finding that painting over the years. And who's to say how many of my paintings I'm actually going to be able to save, right? Because I got some interesting pieces and I've been learning this week. I've been learning about different collectibles. I've been learning about art glass. I've been learning about pottery and ceramics. I've been learning about clocks. I've been learning about paintings. Like I can actually tell you when a painting has been framed and stuff. And I know where they're grandparented, where they're two pieces that are married together but weren't originally. So lots of times the frames, like there, I have two pictures here. And I said, well, I guess these two pictures can just go, right? Because whoever painted them, he didn't like they're okay, but he wasn't a genius. It wasn't his passion. He just thought, and one was actually a scene from Ansel Adams, right? He's a famous photographer, and he did, I think, some pieces of paintings from Yellowstone. And there's a certain spot where there was a waterfall, and this person painted the exact same scene as the photograph that Ansel Adams did, right? A little bit different. There's a rock in the foreground, right? Just slightly different spot, maybe that he was standing in or anything. But you could definitely tell the quality. And I said, oh, well, those paintings could go. I don't really need those paintings. But then when I was studying, right, when I was learning about paintings and stuff like that from this woman, I can't remember her name. She's a professor anyway. She does appraisals for museums and stuff. And now with the coronavirus, everybody's looking for a way to make money. And now she does appraisals for everybody. Like all you have to do is send a picture of something that you have and she'll tell you all about it, right? So, but she was giving me tips about, how to date pieces and how to tell the difference between prints and transfer wares and reproduction maps and original oil paints and acrylics and different ways the frames, like if they were framed with staples, that was very common in the 50s and 60s, right? To use staples on the back. If the picture is the paper is kind of yellowing and stuff, either the person was a cigarette smoker or it was acidic paper and stuff, right? If there were cross rods on the inside, the picture frame was made prior to 1895. Like there were so much kind of neat ideas of information. But anyway, these two paintings that I have right on my wall here, like I said, the paintings themselves, they're nice, but they're not, the artist, I'm not going to say are my favorite artist or anything. It was just a nice painting, right? But it turns out these frames are worth really, really good money, maybe a few $100s each, right? And I have two of them. And yeah, so frames are actually very collectible, and because these were folk art frames that somebody actually carved them and then did applique work, with plaster and stuff, where they make roses and then they apply them on and then they paint them with gilt and stuff. So yeah, I've got two of those. Well, I've got more than two, but these two that I was going to throw away, I was just going to throw them away. I said, and I remember I got them probably 20, 25 years ago at an estate sale at the auctions, right? But it was somebody passed away and all their belongings came to the auction. And I got them for like $5 a piece, right? At the time. But yeah, just the picture frames are worth a lot of money. So I thought that was pretty cool. And I'm just looking at some of the comments here, right? Seems like all of us here have some kind of touching with history. Like it seems we all like history in some aspects a little bit, right? Yeah, the hutch I gave to my work. I'm giving them for the auction, right? They're gonna do a window auction. They're doing an early Winnipeg, so I gave them my hutch for their auction to get. So it'll be exciting to see if it gets people pumped up, right? And that's my thing. I'm not attached to it, and if it makes somebody happy and it goes to a good cause, right? Donations and stuff, and keeps us working, right, with those creating jobs for the vulnerable and stuff. And I wouldn't be working right now if it wasn't for that charity, right? Goodwill is a registered charity, and because of my age and the difficulties I had, getting work and everything, that I qualified to be in their, while they stick to their mission statement, right, for creating jobs for people like me, right, and people who are overcoming the struggles in their life to better their lives, people who are trying to overcome their addictions, people who are just basically trying to do better, even people with emotional disabilities, right, people who have mental illnesses and stuff like that. So it's a really, really great charity, and we run our store completely, almost completely by donations that come to our own back door, right? We spend all day. Well, I don't. I help when I have to, but usually it's the guys, and they're just hauling in stock all day long, and I'm pricing it and I'm putting it out on the shelf and stuff. So it's a fun job. I have to say it's a fun job. I got a cashmere scarf this week. It was so pretty. I was walking out the doors and I said, Cindy, look at this. And I went, oh my God, I'm going to be the scarf lady. I keep buying these scarves. A few of them had new with tags, but they're Christmas gifts. But these other scarves I got for me because I thought my tarot cards would look really, really nice displayed on these scarves, right? And wait till you see them. One of them is actual cashmere, like cashmere. Absolutely beautiful. And wait till you see my French clock. I'll be bringing that home this weekend too, right? And that doesn't mean my situation in my home has not changed. I'm in this exact same situation, but every day I'm working on it. I know right in the very last second, some amazing miracle is going to happen, right? Good things are happening as much as the crappy things are happening right now, because it's the cycle we're in. It's supposed to be very turbulent, right? These are the kind of waves that surfers like to surf, right? But regular people that just, go about life and without stirring up too much, right? And they're getting tumbled around and stuff. The best you can do, like I said, is just try to be like an elastic band and just kind of stretch and pull, and you just kind of go with, whatever it's pulling you towards, right? And just do the best you can, right? I was just procrastinating. Oh yeah, a couple of times I was actually doing my posts like and not going to bed till like 1 o'clock in the morning and then getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning and starting my day again, right? Yeah, it was tough, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do in order to move ourselves forward. And even if we just inch, just the tiniest bit, right? It makes all the difference. It makes all the difference. We don't know where any of this is going on. And I would say also, if anybody is putting off procedures, medical procedures or anything like now's the time to try and see if you can get these things done right before, because, there might come a time where you're not going to be able to afford these things, or the coronavirus or whatever other catastrophe people have got to deal with, right? The medical system crashes or something, right? You got to be prepared. And if there's an opportunity to get these things done, right, then you definitely should, because who's to say? Like, I'm just all worried. Like, what if we all become like nomads right now, right? I was actually thinking about this morning, right? If something happens and we all have to be nomads, I have this calm about me. When it gets really bad, I go calm. Like, I go calm. I can make good decisions and I can find nice paths out and stuff like that. Like, I'm really good at that. I used to joke all the time. If the end of the world came, you'd want to end up on my doorstep because I'd figure a way to save us, right? It's just the type of person that I am. But my brother-in-law is the same type of person too. And for me to trust that I would be okay if I ended up on his doorstep, that kind of says how good he really is too, right? But what was I going to say about that? I was going to say something important about that. Yeah, but like I said, you just have to inch yourself just a little bit, and even if it's rough, it's got to ease up sooner or later. But if you can get, here it is, it came back, if you can get these procedures, if you can get these things that move yourself forward, that maybe a little bit later on that you might not be able to get for whatever reason, whether it's a political reason, whether it's a physical reason, whether it's a financial reason, they're all kinds of strange and, things that we have no control over, these things happen. So if there's any way, don't put off those doctor's appointments. Don't put off getting things done that you need to get done, right? You have to take care of yourself. But, I do have these ideas. Why was I doing bushcraft videos? Why do I like being out on the back roads? Why do I look for all these survival techniques, right? Why do I like studying preserving? Like, these all seem, even though I'm not practicing survivalist, I'm kind of interested, right? Like, I'm kind of interested. Yeah, so I'm picking up little tidbits here and there. So it kind of makes me wonder, is something going on where our communities are just going to kind of get smaller and smaller, and we're going to become like small bands of gypsies all over the world, just traveling all over the world? And these are skills that we might need, right? Like, why did I delve into emotions? I know purpose comes from your pain, right? And I know I was learning lots because I was trying to understand and go back and work through some stuff in my childhood so I could better understand it, better forgive other people, better forgive myself. Like, I understood I was doing all of that, but I didn't understand why I kept delving into the emotions, right? Why I started trailing off and actually learning about the narcissistic abuse and learning about empaths and learning about spirituality, right? And learning about all the different religions and all the different denominations and learning about community and working together and learning about the history, right? And the different topics that I'm so passionate about, right? I'm not even American. Why am I so passionate about Jamestown discovery, right? I follow absolutely everything about Jamestown. Any little trinket comes out of the well, or they find a new cellar, or they a new theory or new item, a new piece of jewelry, like I am on it. I want to know right away, right? So that seems kind of odd because I'm a Canadian, right? So it catches my attention because there's a reason that I do that. Was in a past life, was I a colonist? Was I a member of that colony in Jamestown? Why is it am I so passionate about metal detecting? I have two metal detectors, but I just love watching metal detecting videos and hunting for treasure. And again, I'm going to say, my dad used to do metal detecting with me. Me and my dad used to go off and he used to go metal detecting. It was a good way for us to go out and connect with nature. My dad was always looking for interesting ways, right, for us to connect with nature, right? Whether it was renting a little boat with a little motor and going out on the lake, or him taking us out on the big boat. My dad was a commercial fisherman, so he'd sometimes take us out on his boat. But after a while, I got quite afraid of being out on the ocean because, oh my gosh, like, yeah. And him and my uncle had a really, really close relationship. They were best friends, right? My dad and his brother-in-law, right? That was my uncle, not Uncle Ted, Uncle Les, right? Yeah. Uncle Ted was actually a third cousin or something. He was my mother's cousin. Yeah, some people are like that, Andrew. Some people are find that comfort, and some people feel safe, right? That's where their sense of safety comes from, is when they're able to, control things a little bit better from themselves, right? But it's because my curiosity makes me very open to other ideas because I'm curious, right? So if you're curious, you have to be a little bit willing to bend a little bit, right? And just because, that person is that way in this life, that doesn't mean in the next life that they won't learn, right? Maybe being around you gives them ideas to be more open and to different ideas and things, right? And in that, maybe they can let up control. All it takes sometimes is just meeting that one special person that you connect with, and sometimes these walls just kind of take care of themselves, right? Yeah. There's nothing wrong with trying to control the situation. We all do it to some extent. We all do it to some extent. I would love to control my situation that I'm in right now, but I've just kind of left it up to whoever or whatever, and I just got to trust that everything is going to be okay, right? Everything. We always have the bare minimum. We always have the bare minimum, right? So all you can do is just try your best. And if you're not trying your best, right? Because then that's what happens too, is because you feel guilty and shame, because in your head you're thinking, oh, I could have done better, I could have worked harder, right? I could have put in that extra effort and I didn't. And that guilt and that shame is worse than anything. I would say, like, if you're going to slack off, like today, I just went outside and I decided I was going to have a Cindy day. I was going to go dig for bottles. I didn't care. I wasn't going to spend my time looking for apartments and bringing myself down, right? Because it's going to be depressing, right? Because I'm not going to find any better deal than what I have here, right? And I don't have a lot of money to play with, and I don't have any resources, for anybody to come and help me or anything. So whatever I do, I have to do on my own, right? Without a vehicle. But at the same time, if I can get this done, that's going to take a lot of stress off of me, and it's going to give me a little bit of a confidence boost. And a confidence boost right now, I think, would do a lot of people a lot of good, wouldn't it? I would think, oh, Kim's here. Wow, I haven't seen Kim for a long time. How are you doing, dear? How have you been managing? Yeah, you have to ride the waves. You got to do the best you can with that, Andrew. Is just, riding the waves, right? But there's not, like I said, don't beat yourself up. If you need to feel like you need to control things, then go ahead and control things. But try to be willing, right? Try to be willing, listen. And like I said, if you resonate with it, terrific. If you don't resonate with it, then just move on from it, right? Just move on from it. You're in Brandon now. Holy moly. Kim, you have moved around quite a bit in the past year or so, haven't you? Is this your third big move in the past year or so, isn't it? Wow, Kim. Yeah, labels are a real terrible thing, right? Because you can label people with something and they could just like wear that as their main dysfunction in life and could be totally, totally wrong in that, right? Because I am a codependent and I do have complex trauma, right? But a lot of that I have worked through and I'm feeling a lot better. But I notice I have different personality traits that kind of surface depending on the situations that I'm in, right? And that is kind of a cluster B personality disorder kind of function there. So that what that kind of is kind of like a little bit of multiple personality that you kind of draw off of chameleon, right? Kind of chameleon and take on for yourself just so that you can cope, excuse me, with, with whatever situation, with whatever person is in front of you that you have to deal with, right? And lots of times, you don't have one condition. What you have is a symptom from a lot of different conditions, right? So it's not like you have one specific condition. It's just like you have, like I have a couple of ADHD kind of things, right? Unless I'm interested in the topic, I'm going to flip flop, right? Like a remote control. Just going to go click, 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 right? On to the next thing. But if I'm interested in something, if the topic is really interested, then I could spend hours in it, right? Okay. Wow. Has it been that long? Wow. I like Nipua. I think Nipua is a beautiful area. One of my favorite areas in the province, right? Yeah, worry comes from lots of places too, though, Andrew, right? People worry for lots of different reasons, and sometimes they worry with what do you call that? Justifiable. Well, justifiable, that's not really a good word, but justifiably in their head, it makes sense, right? It makes sense, but yeah. Oh, really? Yeah, I know, right? We listen to the people, Kim, around us. If I had listened to people around me, I would still be in nothing. I would still be doing absolutely nothing productive, nothing giving back, just living in existence, right? Mooching off at other people. I'm not sure if I was a moocher. I always like to work my own way and pay my own way and things, but I don't know. I didn't like to be around people too much, right? I just spent a lot of time on my own. But ADHD, yeah, you lose interest pretty fast, right? And I do scramble when I go into these conversations. You guys know quite often I'll go, oh, what was I talking about? Because I've swayed off topic so much, right? Hold on a second. I just want to grab a quick drink here. I'm just got really thirsty. Dehydrated is what I am. Oh, I'm walking like an old lady. I'm walking like an old lady. Oh, that was amazing. Oh, this looks nice. This is a Michael Kors top. This is one of those designer tops that I got. I paid 80 cents for this top. I think I paid 80 cents for it. I always have to think second guess, right? Because I try really hard not to lie, right? Lying is something that I don't allow myself to do in any fashion at all. So quite often when you see me going, oh, and thinking about it, I'm not second guessing myself. What I'm doing is just double checking to make sure that I'm not making a mistake and actually telling an untruth. But yeah, I absolutely love this top too. It's nice and light. I like the colors. I like the design. I like Michael Kors. I know it's a very, very expensive top, but yeah, 80 cents. 80 cents, right? I look like $1,000,000 for 80 cents, right? That's designer, Michael Kors. We put Michael Kors purses in the showcase and we put them on auction every month, right? So I know they're very popular. Right? Oh, that's encouraging, Owen. Right? Because, Kim too, she has struggled lots, right? And yet, she just doesn't stop. She just keeps going, right? And we shouldn't listen to people when people says, take the easy route, you're never going to make this happen and you're not good enough. And, it's a nice dream, but it's a pipe dream. Forget them. Go hang out with people that will encourage you to pursue your dreams. You have all your life. You have you could spend your whole life working on it. And why not, right? Why not? What more do you have to do? I could just sit here and feel miserable and be all stressed and worried and, afraid that nobody cares for me and I'm never going to be anything in my whole life. I could sit here and I could be that person, right? Or I could sit here and I could just be optimistic and know that my dreams are going to come true because I know the universe, right? My thing is to show everybody that it's possible, that it's never too late, that this could happen to you at any time in your life, right? You can achieve your dreams and you can put your goodness out there. You can put your goodness out there and you have no ideas of what you're capable of and what you were meant to bring to the table. You would be absolutely amazed, right? Absolutely amazed. I do that when I do my live show, Andrew, every day when I do my Instagram live show. And I just go in, as soon as I turn my phone on and get into Instagram, I just hit that live button. I don't even think twice. I see that red button. I hit that one, whether I'm ready to go or not, because otherwise I'm just going to sit there and I'm just going to stare at that button and I'm going to procrastinate. And then I'm going to find something else to do, right? Yeah. And that's exactly what I'll do, especially this past week. It's been tough. It's been like pulling teeth to get me motivated to do anything. I'm not managing beautifully, but I'm managing and I'm okay with that, right? I'm okay. I haven't even looked at my tarot cards in the past 2 days, but I'm sure looking at my doorknob that popped out today when I was bottle digging. That was so much fun. That was so much fun, right? I wish I could do that every day, right? Well, I wouldn't want to do it every day, but every once in a while, right? To go out there and just be by myself. I enjoy doing things on my own, right? I enjoy my own company. I don't think there's anything wrong in that. And the thing is too, like I'm not putting myself in a situation where I might be able to get that virus or anything, right? Yeah, because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to be responsible for anybody else getting sick, right? That would break my heart, right? But I sure would like it if this could be all over now, right? So that, I really want to go traveling the States. I just want to be gone. And how people, they just say, oh, I'm going to go backpack across Europe. No, I don't want to go backpack across Europe, even though I would like to do a Mediterranean cruise. I would like to go see Egypt, and I would love to go to Greece. I would love to go see all the beautiful, beautiful architecture, right? Touch the walls of some of these great buildings that were built in like the 12th century and stuff. Go see some castles. Okay, maybe I do want to travel a little bit, but I definitely want to travel the States. I just want to get into my car and I just want to travel Canada and the United States. I want to experience nature. I want to experience and just have an amazing time and not worry about anything, right? And yeah, I want to get my cat used to being in a car. I want a great vehicle. And these things are going to happen, and I'm going to take everybody with me, right? And then when I do this, then you guys, you'll go, holy crap, right? Okay, right. So it took Cindy a while to do that, but she knows where she made her mistakes, right? And she knows where she did really, really good. So she'll be able to help me shorten the amount of time that it takes me to do that, right? And yeah, I just want to show everybody what is possible. If you put your mind to it, if you truly, truly want something and you're willing to work towards that, right? Even if you're going to turtle it, right? That you have every right to pursue your dreams, and you have every right to have your dreams come true, right? So that's kind of like what I was kind of thinking when I was putting my whole brand together, right? Let me have a little sip of my pop here. Well, is it positive? Is it a positive outlook? I would think it is. I use the word optimistic, Andrew, quite a bit. Optimistic. I don't use the word hope a lot because to me, hope is a lot of procrastination. Hope is a lot of sitting back and waiting for somebody to come save the day. But I use optimistic to say, yes, this could be done. Yes, this could work. Yes, I can do this, right? You're 100% right, Andrew. Oh, really? Kim, 100%, 100%, right? We don't get to pick our own families. And that's kind of sort of what happened with me, Kim, right? With my sisters, you know, like even the silliest things, right? Oh, Cindy, your pink bangs are so you look like an idiot. You look terrible, right? Like, but they're my bangs, right? I want to do this, right? Or, she would come at me, this is so stupid. You're never going to do anything. Why are you on YouTube? All you care about is YouTube and blah, 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 right? Well, that's what I love. That's what I love to do, right? So why are you slamming it? I would totally understand. I would totally understand if you didn't get it and it wasn't your thing. And I'm not asking you to be a part of it. But at the same time, if you want to be a part of my life, right, you at least have to be tolerant. And if you don't have something nice to say, then don't say anything at all, right? Because I certainly do not want any kind of negativity in my life at all. So Kim, right? Get him away from his parents. I can't believe that, telling people like that because, we listen. These are our parents, right? Our parents say these things to us and we trust what they say because they're our parents, right? They know better. But don't be listening to people, when they're purposely trying to make you feel bad. Because what happens, right? Maybe he was the sunshine. Maybe he was the light, right? And the thing is, they want that abundant life. So what they do is they take that sunshine for themselves, and if they keep, it was a little bit different with me, right? I did get a lot of the criticism, but what also, I got a lot of the gifts, right? I got a lot of the kindnesses and things too. So I was thinking how amazing, amazing my sisters were and everything. I was thinking they are so amazing and so kind and so giving, and they're so smart, and they take good care of me, and I don't have to ask for anything. But it made me weak, right? Because it made it so I didn't have to do these things for myself, right? I didn't have to learn these things. So what it does, it kind of enabled me to be able to do these things myself. So in actuality, they were kind of they didn't do me any good at all, right? Oh, David's heading out. Have a great night, David. Yeah, that guardedly, I leave myself wide open. What the hell? Why not? If I want to know everything, right? Like I want an honest representation when people are around me and stuff. Like because if I'm not showing my true self, right? If I'm being guarded and not able to let people get close to me and stuff, then I'm not doing myself any good, right? So I'm always working towards that. I'm always working towards, just being a little bit more open, right? And again, it's optimistic, right? Being optimistic. And I always think kindnesses, right? I always think kindnesses wherever I can do a kindness. And because, I don't have money and stuff, I can't go out there and spread cheer and stuff. And one day that's going to happen. I'm going to be an amazing philanthropist. I'll be able to do all the charities that I want to do, right? Some clean water for India. And, I want to do lots of neat things, right? I have all kinds of great ideas on what I want to do. But the thing is, I got to take care of my own situation, right? And then I got to take care of a few people that have kind of supported me and taken care of me along the way. And I would like to say my thank yous and, do kindnesses that way and just pass it along, right? Just show how much the lessons have helped me, right? Constructive criticism, that's true, but you have to gain, that's where that word willing comes from, right? So you actually have to be able to be willing to take that criticism and take it as information. It happens to me all the time, right? But you have to be able to kind of discriminate what's true and what's not true, right? Because lots of people will just want you to stay feeling bad about yourself, right? Because it makes, again, it's misery loves company, right? Sometimes when people are feeling bad, they want everybody around them to feel bad, right? I can't even have a conversation sometimes without there being some kind of twist where shame is projected or guilt is projected, and the way I learn and the things and the way that I've been taught and the things that I learned in my teachings is the fact that that's a reflection on me and lessons that I need to learn, right? So, I would prefer not to have those things projected into my life at all because it just tells me that there are things for me to work on. It's a good sign because then I get to work on them, but it also tells me that there's still work to do, right? And then it makes me confused too because how can I help other people if I can't help myself, right? If I'm still stuck in those places, right? So, yeah, it's about chipping away at it, right? Chipping away at it. And that's what I do kind of here, right? I just kind of spew my thing and give my insights, and everybody else gives their insights and have their conversations, right? And that's what I love so much about the chatters, right? Because you're actually all, you guys all have your own thoughts and your own ideas, and you put them out there, right? And then each of us can kind of read your comments and kind of reflect in our own way to think, oh, well, how would I think in that circumstances? Or what would my action be in those circumstances, right? Oh, that's nice, Andrew. That's nice, right? I don't know how many times in my lifetime I heard, if you don't have something nice to say, don't say anything at all, right? That was just basically just shutting yourself down, because it was just saying that you have no right to criticize. If you see something wrong, like, don't say anything. Keep your mouth shut and mind your own business, right? I grew up on a lot of that, a lot of do as I say, not as I do, right? Which is kind of terrible in itself, right? Because these are the people that we're getting our lessons from, right? And if these are our mentors and they expect them, I know a couple of people like that, and they move themselves forward, but they're very aware of the kind of people that they are, right? They understand that these are personality traits that they have, and they adapt, right? And again, we're going back to that word willing. You have to be willing. You have to be willing to take the criticism. You have to be willing to do the work. Have to be willing to reflect on yourself, right? And you got to reflect on others. And if that's in a way control, right? Well, you have every right to have that little bit of control, because what you're doing is deciding who you're going to let into the vicinity of your life, right? My eyes are so sore. It's like I've been swimming in the swimming pool full chlorine for hours and hours and hours. My eyes are so sore, right? Or tired, right? Because they're not the prescriptions I should be doing. And I have enough to get my glasses. I have enough in the bank to get my glasses. I'm just sitting on this money, right? I've just said, like, every 2 weeks, I'm going to put $500 into this pool. And let's just see if I could get out of this apartment and either use it to get myself out of the apartment or use it to pay off my debt that I'm owing in this apartment, right? Right now I'm at $1,600 I owe, and I have 1,000 of it. So I would say I'm doing okay, right? Well, I'm doing okay. I could tighten up even tight. I know I can. I know I can tighten up even tighter, right? But again, I'm allowing myself, if I need to have treats this week, and that's what I'm doing. I feel the stress of the week. I feel the need to what do you call that? To cope, to find ways to cope. And I know one of my favorite ways to cope is food. So yeah, I've got popcorn going. I've got wieners going. I've got all kinds of little things. All my favorites. I got some trail mix with some dates going. So all the little things that I know that I can have if I'm feeling like a treat or something, that I've got treats. I had barouche yesterday. It was really, really good, right? But I'm allowing myself those treats. I know this is all going to settle down, and I'm keeping very close that I stay in that 10-pound range that I allowed myself through, and I weigh myself every day to make sure. But at the same token, in saying that, in taking care of myself health wise, I'm taking my iron pills, I'm taking my multivitamins, I'm making sure that I'm getting my good sleep, I'm being pleasant at work. I'm being as prepared as I possibly can at the same time, right? And just being optimistic, right? Just being optimistic. Yeah. Not feeling bad about all the things that are going on. There are lots of things that are totally 100% out of our control, and sometimes all we can do is ride the waves, right? And eventually it will settle out, right? Eventually it will. It was totally expected. Maybe not like this, but it is what it is, and we really don't have much control except to be optimistic that it's not going to last too much longer, right? Right. And then people, when you do that, Melvin, right? Then do people think that you're just trying to show them what to do, tell them what to do and stuff? Like quite often I have the same problem, right? But then people think that I'm being pushy and stuff. And I don't mean to be pushy, right? But if whoever has the answer, that's how I figure it. Whoever has the answer and coughs it up, right? And shares it right away, right? Who cares? Who cares who has the answer? As long as the answer is being, shared with everybody, that's all that counts, right? But lots of people have petty, jealous, envious kind of spiteful ways about them, that they don't want to see other people succeed or other people be right, so I could see where you would have some problems there, but I would be curious to know that. Right. I do. I have that 10 pounds that I play. So I would like to bring it down 5 more pounds so that I have that play within those 10 pounds there. Because if I go over, I'm not leaving myself much space in order to before I'm over a significant number range that I don't want to hit, right? But yeah, I'm very pleased with that, right? I'm keeping my weight there. And if I'm going to treat on things and eat things that probably aren't good for me right now, just because we're in a strange kind of situation, right? And we are all trying to find ways to cope. If I am coping through food, well, I'm going to be grateful that it's food and not something else that might give me, a harder time to get over, to manage if I have to, right? Oh, yeah, like, I my manager is half my age. The assistant manager is half my age. A lovely man, right? But I'm not going to be in my job forever, right? Like, this is good for now. This is going to help me get back on my feet. It's giving me a way to ground and make myself feel like I belong and that I'm a human being again and that I can support myself. So it's giving me those accountabilities. It's giving me that stability and that foundation that I need desperately, right? So I'm very grateful for that, right? Right? I'm so grateful. Like alcoholism has got to be the absolute saddest of all addictions out there, right? And it just seems weird that that some of these worst addictions in the world are actually supported by the government. Like, like the liquor stores here in Canada are run by the government, right? VLTs, video lottery terminals, terrible addiction, but it's run by the government, right? And now you have the marijuana shops and stuff, again run by the government. So these problems that people have are actually being supported by the government. So it kind of makes you wonder, why does the government support people to stay in that state? Because it makes it so that they're not productive human beings, right? Number one, they cannot contribute into the financial situation where they can actually be tax paying citizens that contribute that way, right? So why would the government why would the government encourage these? Of course, it's a money grab, right? Oh, okay. Yeah, so and that's the thing, right? So we have to find little projects in our lives right now. We have to find little things that make us happy, something, whether it's growing herbs in pots, whether it's going for walks, whether it's you like to go for jogs, whether you like to work with the train sets like Nancy does, whether you like to bottle dig or color like Kathy does, right? Or with me, where you like to go live and spread mindfulness and mindset, if you like that, right? Or if you just like to come to live just to unload your day, right? Unload the package of your day, right? These are all things that will help to relieve some of that stress, right? Because lots of people, they take heavy duty medications, like medications that are so strong that it just kind of knocks you off your feet and makes it so you can't think properly, right? Some people, they do. I don't understand, like, I'm not the person to talk about the bad drugs and stuff. Marijuana, yeah, but like not the heroin or the cocaine, or I wouldn't be privy to that information, because the only experience I had with those were with my friends, right, who had those problems. And I knew I didn't like to be around them, because I knew they were thieves, right? Number one, because they're looking for their next fix, right? So even if it went against their values or their nature to hurt people that way, they did it anyway, because the drug had a stronger hold on them than the love for the person that they were stealing from, right? Right? I know, and what it's like, and there's a few people, like lots of people. Alcoholism is a tough one. It's very prevalent. It gets a hold of everybody, and the worst part of it is how we feel about ourselves when we're drinking, right? And I know that for a fact, even though I'm not a drinker, right? I know that these addictions, is usually not the addictions themselves that cause all the problems. It's what we say about ourselves when we're partaking in them, right? It's the negative emotions that we attach to these habits that we do. I believe in that. Right? What was it? Lorenzo's oil? Didn't they make that out of CBD? Right? And save that little boy's life? I believe in it. I mean, just to be able to have a lot of people nerves calm down for anxiety and stuff, it being used for anxiety and stuff. And I actually know people who quit drinking by smoking marijuana instead. Or maybe they did capsules. Maybe they did the body ones. I don't know if they did, like, I think there's like pills or capsules or something you can do too. So, but I know that they stopped drinking, right? And then after they stopped drinking, they stopped doing smoking the marijuana too. But these things are all things that over time, like, you can naturally weed yourself off. See the pun there? You can naturally weed yourself off of on your own, right? Yeah, but it's when you get into those really super addictive things, like the alcoholism, right? And the heroin, and again, you opioids, and Oxycontin. Is that what they call it? Oxycontin. I don't know if that was a drug that they're using still lots, right? But how easy it is. And some of these drugs are so terrible, right? That they could actually kill you. Um, Jordan Peterson over the past couple of years has been suffering greatly, and he's been traveling all over the world, seeing all different kinds of scientists and everything. He's actually a professor for the University of Toronto, right? Deep thinker. But he got hooked on some kind of medication for anxiety or something, and he got so hooked on it that when he tried to get off it, his whole body crashed on him physically. Physically, it just totally crashed on him, right? Oh, okay, to gain weight. That makes sense. That's good, Melvin. Fentanyl. That's what you take? I thought you said you don't take anything. Fentanyl. I think that's one of those bad drugs, right? Prescription drugs that the doctors give out. You know, when they gave the kids retinol when they had the ADHD, and then they gave them those retinols, right? So that they would stay calm in class and stuff. And that's even worse, because what you're doing is you're forcing somebody to let their guard down, right? Because they're so relaxed that they let their guard down. And if anything should happen to them while that guard is let down, then you cause some real long lasting damage, right? Oh, it comes from China. Well, I can't see you, Andrew, having that one, right? I can't see you doing that. But you do have some excessive habit that you do. There is something that you do, because you have to have something to help you cope, Andrew. And it usually is not healthy, right? But again, if anybody does have anything out there that they're struggling or anything, the most important thing is not to beat yourself up, right? Not to beat yourself up. You're just supposed to watch it as it's going on. Just watch it. Just be a spectator and watch it. Don't react to it in any way, and just know that the very next day you're just going to start all over again, right? And just work towards it's all about working towards the person that you want to be, right? Yeah, I do believe that those shops, that the government, when they opened up the shops like that, and they took the shame and the guilt out of marijuana use, right? Because you had doctors and nurses and lawyers and politicians and very well loved, well respected people, and they were going into really bad neighborhoods and hanging out with really bad people because they wanted to smoke the marijuana, right? So they ended up being hanging out with these people, which again brought on the shame and the guilt, right? Now they can just go to a fancy shop, right? And just pick off like something like a menu, and just pick it off like a menu. And once you take the shame out of it, right? Then it feels and it wears a little bit better, right? And if it helps with your anxiety, if it helps with the way you feel, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? I worked in bars for over 15 years. I'm well aware of the workings of marijuana, right? And like I said, I know lots of people who stopped being alcoholics and actually stopped being heroin addicts because they smoke pot, right? Yeah, I don't so much as take aspirin. Like I said, I do my multivitamins and I do my iron And other than that, yeah, I'm very grateful to have good health, eh? Yeah, I'm very grateful to have good health. Okay, everybody, I still have a live show to do tonight, so I'm just going to sit and I'm going to have a little bit of a drink, and then I'm going to start up again. And yeah, I hope everybody has a really good week, right? I hope everybody is managing okay. I hope you guys aren't beating yourselves up too bad. Like, just ride the waves. Like, we have the most amazing crew, right? We have the most amazing crew. You just got to ride the waves. It's not going to last for too much longer. You got to stay safe, right? You got to stay safe. And yeah, let's have a good week. You're right. Let's have a really, really good week. Let's not have a bad week, right? Yes. Be like an elastic band. Just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Okay, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see you next Sunday. And yeah, let's have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.